Welcome back. Here in the Lone Star State, the war is now fully underway. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has sued the city of San Antonio after its police chief released a dozen illegal immigrants instead of turning them over to federal immigration authorities for processing. The AG's office calls the action of SPD Chief William McManus a blatant and willful violation of SB 4, the state's anti-sanctuary city law. As first reported by Bob Price of Breitbart, Texas, the lawsuit is the first enforcement action taken by the state on the statute and sends a powerful signal to Harris County, Travis County, Dallas County, the city of Houston, and many other jurisdictions which actively opposed SB 4. And we will start with Bob Price. How significant is this?
Well, to lay the groundwork on this, this is 12 people who were inhumanely locked in the back of an 18-wheeler. Just months before this, more than a dozen people died in the back of an 18-wheeler in San Antonio. So the chief of police knows the consequences of this action. The chief allowed these people to be released without identifying them, without processing them, without doing anything. ICE was on the way to the scene of this incident when he let them go. The district attorney, a Democrat in San Antonio, has told me that he cannot prosecute this truck driver. The chief chose to head this under state human smuggling laws instead of the way it's normally done under federal law. The district attorney said he cannot prosecute this man because all of the witnesses are not identified and they've been released. Federal government cannot prosecute this man as they did the other driver in San Antonio because there are no witnesses left to this crime. This is obstruction of justice, and this is a clear violation of the intent of SB 4 that prohibits law enforcement officials from having policies that inhibit immigration officials from doing their job.
Tony, I'm certain you see this differently.
Oh, definitely. Let's get something straight. Paxton is not concerned about keeping our streets safe, working with the immigrant community. He doesn't care about any of that. He wants to smoke out possible Democrats and police forces. That's what this is about. I also think it is irresponsible for media outlets to participate in the discriminatory language calling this a sanctuary city bill. The sanctuary is not defined anywhere in the bill. It's not mentioned. This is a show me your papers law. This is a profile Latinos law. This is a smoke out Democrats law. Here's the other thing. Bring it to Harris County because Acevedo, Ogg, they follow the law to the letter of the T. And I tell you what, if I was the lawyer for San Antonio police, or if I had this in court, I would laser focus on a crooked Republican who's been indicted. I'll bet you he can't even bring cases to court. So I would make sure that none of his rulings matter until he goes to court, because here's another corrupt Republican who thinks he's above the law, just like the president. It's time to stop the buck. Buck should stop here.
Bill King, as you watch this unfold, where does it end up?
Well, I got to agree with Bob on this particular case. It seems incredibly irresponsible to release these people without processing them in some way, at least checking to see if they're outstanding warrants to see. I mean, look, they're in the back of a truck coming from Mexico, locked in. That's probable cause to do some kind of investigation. This is not stopping some random person on the street for a traffic violation and then asking them for papers. And that's the problem I have here with this rhetoric is, we have both sides talking this extreme rhetoric. But in the middle are these cases that require some real thoughtful analysis and how do we handle them. And I think in this case, Bob's right. This should have been investigated and not just released.
Tomorrow, many of the neighborhoods you represent are majority Hispanic neighborhoods. I mean, are you getting any feedback out there?
Look, I agree with Bill that it needs to be a medium ground because this law is abusive law, okay? This is a racist law. As I said, they are not going around in this scenario. Most of the cases are not like that. They're going into places like Shipley's Donuts, raiding them where there's nobody in there working under 40, 90% are women, and they're arresting them and talking about we have probable cause. Don't interrupt me. Secondly, also, they're going into plants here where they know they hire high Hispanics looking for them. This is not MS-13 selling crack, selling drugs or whatever. These are individuals trying to supply for their family. They're pulling people over for lights being out. They're getting deported for that. See, the law is so fragile and can be manipulated in so many ways that I cannot trust it.
Okay. Save some time for Nyanza.
Okay. I encourage everyone to go read this law, and there's not what is being alluded to on this panel within the context and the letter of that law. This is asking law enforcement, and it's a shame that we even have to put it on paper, but asking law enforcement to do their job and giving them the authority to do the job that they need to do. General Paxton is 100% right to put forward a lawsuit against San Antonio police force that went ahead and completely blatantly violated this law, and we have to take action, aggressive action early, so that this doesn't permeate and spread throughout the rest of the state to break this law that needs to be in place to keep our border secure.
Nye, last
I think
word.
that the main focus should be on the actual people. These are human beings, and these are 12 human beings that rode in a truck across the country lines to be able to come to the United States to seek sanctuary and help. So if you want to victimize the victims even more, that's what this law does. Whether it's even-handedly done per county, whether it's in Bexar County, Harris County, or Travis County, you have to think about the humans that are being affected. You have to think about if these people got on this truck just to seek sanctuary in the United States, they are fleeing from something very bad. And if they got somebody that can lock them in where they could possibly die, and if you're worried about the 370 people that died on the border, how about the people that are dying by the thousands that are trying to get over here that just need some help? We need to take another look at the racist tendency of SB4, along with the ways that we go ahead and process people when they come into this country. Those things matter. Human lives matter, whether they're Latino, black, or white, it doesn't matter. We're all humans.
Hearing a call for immigration reform. Okay, up next, what you think matters most. So we respond to viewer feedback via social media after the break.